Here's buddy, Agamatz here. For those wondering why you cannot see my camera, I'm in Turkey at the moment, bro. I'm in EU. It's doomed, but it'll be fine because I'm still gonna be trying to grind as much as I can, even though my internet is lackluster. Let's actually go into the news now. They actually dropped some in the announcements Discord today. First off, Merry Christmas to all those who celebrated it. Now we're actually gonna be going into what they say here, where they say the next weekly update will be the 3rd of January. So it's gonna be similar to how, like, in verse 2, if you were here for that, like for a bit they were doing hot fixes just so that they can focus on, you know, the actual update itself, right? Which is the same thing we're going to be seeing here with them focusing on fixing board events a little bit more, right? There's currently still some really big bugs at the moment, like being able to insta-kill the boss. And then they actually do say that their priority going into January 2025 is going to be trying to wrap up and polish, of course, the content held up by Conquest. That means we can see some of the things that they were teasing releasing in early 2025, which is great news because I do think that a lot of people wanted to see World Events first, and now that we've gotten World Events and gotten that out the way, a lot of people are like, yo, like, hey, maybe new enchants, new armor enchants, maybe like we did get 2 new legendary weapons, but you see what I'm saying? Like some of the things that came with verse 2, we didn't necessarily see a lot of new stuff to actually play around with, similar to verse 2. You see what I mean, right? Like we only got 1 oath compared to like the 5, right? So people were asking about that, and they're saying that, you know, some of the stuff behind the scenes we can start to actually see be ready to be released. Now they do say here that whenever the Conquest game mode does drop itself, it's probably going to release on its own and without anything held up by its release, luckily. So, you know, a lot less pressure on the devs. They do think it's going to be a fun game mode, but, you know, obviously they're saying that like making a MOBA is really, really hard, and they didn't want to put a bunch of pressure on something that they weren't even sure was going to be fun for a lot of people. So they're really happy, I guess, that, like, you know, that the PvE content that everyone wanted is here, right? And now there's not as much, you know, a hype and expectation placed on the PvP game mode that won't even be for everyone anyway, right? And they're also saying that more world events are planned as well, and they're saying not all of them will probably be on the same scale as a huge raid boss, but we think that the format as a whole has a lot of potential. Now, me personally, chat, I'm just gonna say it like this: look, I appreciate any new content and world event adds to the game, but honestly, I'm gonna speak for the people. I think a lot of people would prefer, actually, if world events did just kind of stay these giant massive raid bosses. Now, I'm not saying I don't mind new stuff like the Elita Circus or like world, you know, Etchus raid event, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. More people are excited for the giant raid bosses than doing the circus, just being 100% real, man. So even if they did keep it to only the raid bosses, hey, I'm happy for that, because that means every time I see a world event, I'm gonna be ready and excited to hop on the PvE slot. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say on that. But yeah, they're happy to see that everyone had a good response to world events, and that's really all they said about that little update right there, guys. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Hopefully we see some really good stuff. I think 2025 can be a very big year for Deepwoken, and I think a lot of people are really excited for all the new stuff to come. So yeah, let's see what happens. Peace.